Federal charges against New York Attorney General Letitia James and former FBI Director James Comey now dismissed.
Yeah, a federal judge ruled that the prosecutor who brought the charges at the urging of President Trump was illegally appointed. Let's get straight to Henry Rossoff for the legal and political fallout. Henry.
Well, just within the last few minutes, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said that the White House and the Justice Department would be appealing this, and they disagree with the judge. But let's get into all of this. The case against New York Attorney General Letitia James and former FBI Director James Comey was dismissed with prejudice. This means the charges could come back, but this dismissal, as things stand now, is a huge setback for President Trump as he tries to go after his perceived political enemies. The ruling from U.S. District Court Judge Cameron McGowan Curry does not actually address the direct accusation that President Trump weaponized the Justice Department, but rather it goes after a procedural issue. After an interim prosecutor refused to go after James and Comey, President Trump urged his U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi to do something about this. So she in turn brought in Lindsay Halligan as the new interim prosecutor. Halligan was a White House aide. She really had no prosecutorial experience. And then she immediately went in front of a grand jury and secured 2 mortgage fraud counts against James and 2 charges accusing Comey of lying and obstructing Congress. The judges now ruled that the Trump administration essentially doesn't get to appoint a second interim prosecutor and therefore dismissed the cases. James said in a statement, quote, "I am heartened by today's victory and grateful for the prayers and support I received from around the country. I remain fearless in the face of these baseless charges as I continue to fight for New York every single day." Democrat and legal analyst Nick Smith says this whole ordeal is really an embarrassment to the president and the Justice Department.
This is an egg on the face of the president of the United States. Typically, we have a division between politics and the justice system. But, in the campaign, the president was pretty clear. He's going to use the DOJ to come after his perceived enemies. He's got to figure out, do I keep putting political pressure on a system that is supposed to be free of politics? And that bodes well, I think, for the Attorney General and Mr. Comey.
So this story still breaking at this hour. I just mentioned the press secretary made some comments. We're going to turn those around for you coming up at 5 o'clock. We also had Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani make a brief comment on this. So all of that about an hour from now as we continue to follow this breaking news of the dismissal of the case both against AG James and former FBI Director Comey. Live in the newsroom, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.